and all that other
Right.
stuff.
My name is Theodora Pifko, and I was born in Brooklyn, February 28th, 1924. And my ambition was to be a dressmaker, so I went to a vocational high school in Manhattan and graduated in 1942. Meanwhile, the war was started. And I decided to go to look for a defense job rather than dressmaking. And I did go to the VG Corporation, and we made spark plugs for the planes. And I worked on a lathe machine. And then, since I had a finer touch because of the dressmaking, they put me up in the tool room. I was the only woman up there in the tool room, and I was making tool bits using the cover on them, tool bits and the diamond wheel, and I made the tool bits for the spark plugs. But that was what I was doing as a job. But socially, we had a Ukrainian dance group, and we used to entertain the servicemen. And also, we went on war bond drives. We would travel to New Jersey and all around dancing and pushing for people to buy the war bonds. And that's what our group did. And we also had the dances at the Town Hall Club in New York for the servicemen. It was mostly the British that they brought because they didn't have the USO and they didn't know where to go. So they used to pick them up with a bus and bring them to the Town Hall Club where we enjoyed dancing with them. But during war too, we had the girls in Brooklyn used to put a newspaper out that the parents of the servicemen funded. And so we had this paper, and the parents would send us the information about their sons and daughters that were in the service, and we would print it. And then we decided to get a name for it, so rather than just your paper, Peter Smolka decided the Yuki Yank would be a good title, since we were all Ukrainians, for this newspaper. And that's what we did. We printed the paper and sent it to the servicemen, and the parents sent packages, and that's what we were involved in. And then when George came out of the service, I didn't know him while he was in prison camp, but I knew of him because I was friends with his cousins, and they introduced me to him. And well, we sort of hit it off, and that was sometime in July. And our first date was in November, and we got married April 28th of 46, and that was one day short of his liberation, so he didn't even have a full year of freedom before I grabbed him. And so that's what we did. We have the 4 children, 8 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren. We're very fortunate. There were most of them living right around us, and that's quite unusual coming from New York, downstate. So that's what we did, and this is what I have as my son got this for me at one of the museums we went to and said that's what I did. But I do have a snapshot here of our best man, who was always very close to George, and they were both officers in the Air Corps. And to this day, we still get together. We saw him last week, and they have a very good relationship. So we are very pleased that they're both still alive. And this is a picture of George with his father, and this was in 1942. And his father was a wonderful person that was very proud to be an American. He always said, "God bless America." Anytime he would look around, he was always so grateful and thankful for everything that we had. So that's it, and we are very happy with our life here upstate New York. And that's it. It's 57 years, so we're hoping at least we'll have
Now is when you should show the
another.
family picture.
the what, that's it. And that's about what I did.
Do you remember any particular memorable moments while during the war years?
Well, it was seeing all these servicemen, because also, you know, this was my prime time. I was single, and we had a group of girls that were doing Ukrainian dance and international folk dancing, but we'd also go to Yorkville and dance with the servicemen there, and they were so happy, and each one of them would say, oh, when I come back, we'll have to be a dance team. You know, they all were so upbeat before they went over to the other side, and that's what we had to do, was to try to just keep them happy. So we would bowl and we would dance, and that was it. They were just great, you know, meeting them from all different states, because in New York, that's what, you know, they all wanted to come to the big city and see what was going on. But it was a very, very, it was really enjoyable, the fact that we could entertain the servicemen that way, and they enjoyed seeing the group, and so that's it. And of course, in the defense plant, ladies really worked very hard. I mean, that was the start of it. I think of women's liberation, because we could do just about anything then when we were in the factories, and that's it. But I really look forward to getting out, and that's what I did. I wound up being dressmaker at Bergdorf Goodman after we had our children, and I had to go back to work, because George had been working 2 jobs, and it was too much. So, but I did go back to dressmaking, which I enjoy, and I still do enjoy sewing. But that's what I did.
Did you have any problem coping with the rationing during that war years?
Well, not really, because you see, I was single, and we had the ration books. It wasn't that we had a family. My sister and I lived by ourselves, and we managed. We ate out mostly, so it wasn't that we had to worry about a family. So that's it. But I know George's mother did save her ration stamps, and when he came home, she wanted him to have a nice big steak. But the fact that he had been in prison camp for 11 months, his stomach had shrunk, and so he really couldn't eat that much. And so she was a little disappointed that he just didn't dive in like you would think that you would after not having something to have a nice big steak. But it took a while, but he really looked handsome in his uniform when he came home. He was nice and slim, and I guess that's what won me over. And we've been happy since, so we're very, very happy and fortunate that we're still here and enjoying our life. So that's it.
Thank you.